Hi. Yep, I could have gone and got a haircut before this video, but I want to talk while this is fresh and clear for us all. Um, First of all, some housekeeping. There's a lot of false information out there, and this might be another one of them, but it's my experience as a subjective scientist from the age of 13 onwards, where I went inside and had some great mentors and started to explore my own inner world, subjectively experienced what reality was through meditation. That's how I like to see some of us who meditate, a lot of us who meditate, are like subjective scientists. I like to think that's what we are doing. We're going inside to discover what is real for us. So this is real for me. This has been my journey, and hopefully there's some truth in it for you. So what doesn't feel right, please discard. Please discard. It's not important. And actually that's a really good tip for when people are attacking you or have attacked you and we're feeling hurt by it, in the belly. You know those times, because if you're listening to this, you may be also one of those sensitive people. Just to look at it, give it space, look at it, and say that's not important. It's quite a good tool. And another little tip is if you can catch it as it's coming at you, you can literally go, that's yours, around your solar plexus. You can just give it back, just deflect it, so that arrow of another's intention doesn't wedge itself. The more we focus on it, the more it lodges itself or returns, and we feed that other person. And we're going into those realms in a little while as well, on an energetic description. We don't want to feed those links. So when you've gone, that's yours, or that's not important, then we move our mind elsewhere. It's not important. So presumably you've clicked on this because you have experienced, you've gone inside, or you've glimpsed inside, and all you've found is unbearable void. And if you are watching this and you haven't experienced that, I suggest don't waste your time, because I'm just going to sound like a lunatic. And if you have, hopefully I'll be a breath of fresh air and some help. I hope. That's the intention of this video. So last night I went back into the void for first time in a long time. I've been free of it, and I'm going to tell you how to be free of it, how I have been helped to be free of it. But last night I went right back in. I dived in and I met her full on and got some insight, deeper insight that I've never had before. I made a few notes, just a few, just so that I don't miss anything out and have to remake this video 10 times, which I often do. So in previous videos, I think I've talked about the void, and you'll find in previous videos, if you click on the little sunset icon down to your left, you'll hopefully find them. Things that have helped me. I certainly spent the whole of my 20s in the void, trying to gain understanding. And sometimes I'd just pray to be okay. Just pray to be okay. Didn't need happiness, just to be okay. So if you relate to that, hopefully this will help. Where to start? So my experience of the void, which about 10% of near-death NEDs, near-death experiencers experience, only 10%, and it's only for a short period of time, is number one, you can't return back to her. I mean, in the sense that if you try and take your life, you'll just come back. You'll have to do this again. Trust me. I've been there, seen it, and there is no escape. But the good news is we're here for a really good reason. And there is light at the end of that tunnel, not NED tunnel, just the life on this planet tunnel, which is what we're talking about. The life on this planet and why we may be here. Certainly I believe why I'm here and have been put through or put myself through these very deeply dark experiences to gain understanding. So if you look at Norse mythology, Taoist mythology, various mythologies, pardoning the Christians, I do have to add at this point, I am partly Quaker. I do entertain. I'm open to all, and that's important. But if you look at a lot of our pre-Christian mythologies, we started in the void, the emptiness, that the mother of all things. And there's, I've mentioned in a past video, there's a Native American story. I can't remember which tribe now, sorry, but I read many years ago, and it stayed with me because it resonated. But there were two mothers at the beginning, and one said, we must have life, we must have creation, and the other replied, no, we can't, because if we have life, that means we have death and we have suffering. And the first replied, but this is unbearable. There is another Norse saying that we are wintered into wisdom. If you think about how the Norse people lived, winter was a real experience for them, much more than nowadays. So how did I go into the void last night? Through my shamanic training, um, which I don't, if you're anything like me and you learn how to journey shamanically, it's a useful tool, but beware, it may not be your main thing. You can learn it and learn it well and then let go of it. If you're finding that every journey is a battle ground and not fluffy bunny rabbits jumping through fields like a lot of people have, then, there are other ways to access our talents, and that's just a handy toolkit thing for for gaining wisdom and understanding. And it's certainly not your whole truth. Um, and last night I went deeper than ever before. I'm rambling, aren't I? So I'll get straight to the point. So the mother of all, last night, I'll pinpoint this. I saw very clearly that um, yeah, people who hate, who have become of late a predominant force, appear to be a predominant force on this planet. They know not what they do, in the sense that I really went into hate last night to gain understanding, and um, they are children of the void, in the sense that they may not be aware of it because they don't want to look at it. And that's that deep void inside, that sense of lack of self. What they're actually doing is battling hard to have a sense of self. And that sense of self is grounded in form, the world of form. And the reason that they will hate people who are passively in love is because they see that as weakness. And it terrifies them. If they were bold enough to go behind their arrogance and their walls of self, it would terrify them. So they hate weakness, what they perceive as weakness. Which is why if they heard a beautiful song of a blackbird in the morning, or a group of people, rather than shouting and screaming with banners in protest, but a group of people standing and singing, it's going to have more impact on them, because they will feel a sense of sadness. No matter how brief, it's a drop. They're protecting the sense of self and building that up strong, which interconnects them with the group. Every human being wants to be a part of the group on one level, apart from those that have found source, which understand that they are. But that's not necessarily, neither of those polarities are necessarily the whole truth. Ram Dass, if you haven't discovered Ram Dass, oh my god, it really saved me. Ram Dass is one of those people that I would have loved to sit in a coffee shop and have a chat with. Him and I, yeah, man. I love Ram Dass. Really helped. Ram Dass said his line that there's nowhere to stand If you stand in your spirituality, your higher self, higher mind, it can be impersonal. Oh, it's just their karma. Oh, it's all meant to be. Oh, everything will work out. Oh, da 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 da. It's impersonal. But if you stand in your human self, it's unbearable. All the suffering and starvation. So there is nowhere to stand. You stand in it all. And that's a really good one for tucking right there in the not just in the back of the mind, but in the spine itself. Yeah. Because brings me to the second insight. I have recently been buying into the idea that um, not only quantum physics theorizes on, but also Kant, the philosopher Kant, I think it was 17th century, um, that and the Mayans and there's so many of our, and Buddhism, the idea that this is all an illusion around us. There is certainly one way you can look at it that can appear to be truth, but just go up to a beautiful tree, yeah, and see its beauty, like seeing it for the first time, beginner's mind. Say hello to the tree and ask, always ask, if you can connect with that tree. And then just you can place your hands on the tree and give through your right hand, receive through your left. And don't leave out the heart. You know, that's a circular connection. Or if you are quiet of mind or young enough, because children could do this better, then stand with your back to the tree and just sink back as if sinking into a sofa. Experience the roots, the earth energy, the pulse, the sky. Then tell me that form is a reality, is an illusion, you know. And I saw that very, very clearly last night. The mother of all created form, for reasons that we've spoken of already. And in a sense, yes, the sense of self can get in the way, especially for people who feel hate or power or on the power trip. It usually goes hand in hand. Sense of self is a hindrance. And certainly, if we want to experience source, we have to go behind the I. Yeah, you can use the I to start with, but ultimately, Ramana Maharshi uh, uh, and Kabir and many great mystics have pointed that the I is only the journey to find out what is behind the I. And that's where we feel the interconnectedness that a lot of near-death experiences feel as well. Um, and so it's an important part of the journey to lose the sense of self if we want to feel happiness, true happiness and true love, without an agenda, a love without an agenda. It's part of it, and for some it is the ultimate, and that's fine. It's fine, maybe, but there is a beauty in form as well. And if we don't want to go through this history repeating itself, if you look at history, there have been these periods where love rises, and then it's just crushed, horribly, horribly. Look at the story of the Qatars, the Bogliers, is it, that came before them? I can't remember how you pronounce them. Um, Various Christian sects, the Tibetans now, bless them, the witch trials, the Druids, the priestesses in Scotland, the story of Iona, an old story of Iona. You know, the countless times when this horrendous genocide has happened to seemingly good people. If we want to break that habit, then we may need to find the beauty within form as well. There is, so people who experience on the path of hate, they are needing to have a sense of self and power, but there is another sense of power and a beautiful sense of self, which we get through working with trees, working with nature, and working with nature with others, as in community, growing food, experiencing and working with the seasons, the changing points of the seasons, noticing and celebrating in our own ways. We start to find a balance and can really break that cycle and really bring peace to this earth. Not just heaven on earth, but earth to heaven. And it's within ourselves. And it's within and with the help of this beautiful planet around us. What broke me out of the void, the unbearable emptiness of primordial creation, was a beautiful mystic who introduced me to a later creation, a later form of the sacred feminine, who filled the void. And she's out there, she's just a step away. She is out there and a step away. Just give time, space, breath, and just hold that with an open palm awareness. So we hold it so lightly, just an open intention. And just like clicking a radio receiver, one day you'll just click into that channel, she'll come through and you'll thank me. Thank yourself for your hard, beautiful work. You're amazing. And there is an end to this. There is a uniting where we can stand in all of it and embrace it all of it. Because the flip side of the coin of hate and power is a beautiful experience, and I'm just at the beginning of that again. Again, going back, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. It happens. We move forward, we move back. There's a lovely saying in the Tao Te Ching that the Tao moves forwards, moves backwards to move forwards. Words to that effect, could put it better. So, my personal experience of Bridie, St. Bridget, is she stands between worlds. Her love, and this is just my personal experience and my partner's personal experience of her, when she is just the most incredible love, amazing love. And I'll make another video of how you can do a middle world or this world journey to experience her. Maybe I'll briefly tell you now because it's a very short. So Yes, a lot of people celebrate this on Imbolc, but she's at a height of her power at Beltane, in my experience. And you can just go out with beginner's mind, just as if, um, and this is a nice practice when you're walking in nature, to have no idea of where you're going to go, just to be here now in your body and look for signs and follow instinct of where to go. And your intention for the journey is to find 2 sticks to make the cross, and then a Celtic cross. And then you use cottons, and you tie a little knot in the cotton, and you put your intention in as you go around and around clockwise until you form this wonderful eye. And have no expectations. Expectations kill experience. Expectations kill experience. One of the greatest gifts I was given, that line. You may or you may not experience something wonderful, but the act in itself, the walk in itself, it's not the destination. That old whammy. It's not the destination that's important. It's the journey and getting the lovely nourishment, the breeze, the spontaneous, magical things that may present themselves, may not. And hopefully I'll make a video on making that form of Brodie's cross. Anger. Oh wow, I got an amazing insight about anger. Anger, I visited last night and really met him, her, it very, very clearly. And anger, it's a survival mechanism, and sometimes for some people it's wanting to change a person or a situation, but ultimately at the roots of it, it's a survival mechanism. But as an internal martial artist, you will be learning, if any of you do Tai Chi or Aikido or anything, and that's a good, if you're drawn to that, that's great. You'll start to learn that anger, what anger does is it tightens up the body, and although it makes a narrow line for attack, it is ultimately it tightens the body and it limits our ability to act rather than react in a fluid, powerful manner. Now, those are just words. You're going to have to experience that for yourself. So just sit with that maybe in meditation and explore it for yourself. That has certainly been my experience and wonderful insight last night. So what do we do with that information? Well, you might need to shop about for a good Tai Chi teacher. I personally find the older styles much more useful than some more recent ones, but each to their own. Or Ki Aikido or Aikido. My Ki Aikido teacher used to say, we're learning to be like Andrek's puppies. soft but strong. And for those of you old enough, hopefully you're giggling right now. I certainly did, because you'll remember those adverts. It won't make sense to a lot to younger people. That about covers it. So yes, if you have some good training behind you, you can work with the elements, embodying them, breathing them in, and there's some beautiful qigong and also ancient yogi um, practices for working with the elements. I've got an earth element meditation on my channel, but I don't think it's very good. But if any of you want to come and do some work in those areas, or just want some space holding, in another 30 years or so, I may have a website, because I've certainly been talking about one for 30 years. No, hopefully, I don't know. I never make money, so, it's always a worry. But I've never gone hungry, touch wood, so far. So, hey, yay. There'll be some way of getting in contact with me. Leave a message maybe underneath, and yeah, even at distance, I can sit with you. We can designate a time if it's just space you want holding. But there's some wonderful ways of working with samsara, with nature, with the beautiful gift, and also the horrendous realities that we are in right now. And beautifying the world, we really can bring peace within for without. May great spirit bless us all, great divine male, female, all. Blessed be. Namaste. I have a moment's silence just to see if anything else. Silence. It's our greatest gift and teacher. That is agreed by pretty much every mystic. And shop about if you want to explore. In my experience as well, worth shopping about. Quaker faith and practice, they're amazing if you find the right meeting. And there's the odd, they're oddballs. We're all oddballs, but there's some lovely people. It's just lovely. And when you look at what the Quakers have achieved in this world, it's unbelievable. It's not talked about. The building of Moscow and some incredible businesses. They had a real balance of. Excuse me, I've got a call coming in. They had a real balance of it all. As much as Buddhism, staying open-minded, man, it's really important. Yeah, I agree with the Dalai Lama. Many years ago, he said it's good to have one path and master it. There is truth in that, but for you and I, maybe it's certainly for me. yeah, you know, there's times I've looked back and I've thought, oh, I wish I'd stuck at that longer because I could have blah blah blah, and I could have got good at and so much good at this. But actually, you know, wow, what a toolkit! You know, it's been fine so far, so good, and I hope that's a word of wisdom, and I'm not going to regret that line in some years to come. But yeah, being an open mind is a great gift. So is decipherment. Wow, decipherment is one of the greatest gifts. One of the greatest gifts. There are many gifts. And to keep the white eagle and some Native American mystics happy, like Fool's Crow, who's beautiful, beautiful man. Appreciation. That's what part of this void is teaching us, appreciation, to be able to go out in the morning and breathe in the dawn. The dawn has secrets to tell. That's Rumi's line, not mine, but so true. You know, simple, small things, small steps with appreciation can add much richness, not only to ourselves, but this world, who, man, she deserves it. She's beautiful. So are you. Blessed be.